Okay, so here's my thoughts. And I know it's controversial, and I know a lot of people will criticize me for my views on this matter. But I really don't care, especially considering all the drama I've dealt with one of my roommates taking a gun out, and um, she's an ex grunt. She's trans, and she used to be infantry, 4th Division or whatever. But yeah, there was a huge drama with her going to commit suicide. And then there's a drama with Ari attempting suicide. Which brings me to my first rule about committing suicide. If you're going to commit suicide, don't talk about it. Because if you start to talk about it, you really don't want to commit suicide. You want someone to help you. So, with that first stated rule about suicide, realize that me talking about this is not me wanting to commit suicide at this moment or time, which could change. It's always a possibility. Sorry, my lips are dry. I believe that the person should have the right to commit suicide. It's their body, and they have the right to do with it as they please. And people would say, well, don't you realize how selfish suicide is? Duh, it's suicide. I don't think they're really going to care. Oh dear, I'm dead. I could see how much agony I put my wife through, and my kids, I'll never see another one of their birthdays, and, I'll never witness my children's marriages and whatnot. If you're at the point where you're contemplating suicide, it doesn't matter your kid's birthday, because your life is so miserable, or you're in so much pain and suffering, that another day going through this just seems unbearable. So yes, it is the ultimate selfish act. You telling them to think about it and contemplate their actions? Because it's not like they're going to have to face any of the consequences, unless you believe in fire and brimstone and, chains of ice and all that. Me personally, I think the chains of ice is a great idea. That way when I'm burning in hell, I can kind of be looking like, ooh, water, yay. Especially since I'm going to be working on my tan. And when I do get to hell, I'm going to be saving a lot of people's seats, because I'm sure they're going to want to hang out with me. Of course, that only works if I believe in a hell. And even going to hell, is it really going to be that much worse than this life? Maybe this life is hell. Maybe this is hell. Maybe I've already been judged, was at the pearly gates, had my memories erased, and have to live this life. Or just life in general. Now, I totally believe that a person that is suffering, especially if they're in physical pain, when your joints start to ache and are sore all the time, and your back is killing you, and your knees are giving out, and every time it gets cold, you can feel it in your bones. And you're slowly deteriorating, you can no longer move as well as you used to be able to, and your mind starts to go, and before they lock you away for senility, and you're pissing on yourself, and you're a shadow of who you used to be, I could totally understand the contemplation, the wanting to die on your own terms and to save yourself some dignity, because a bullet in the back of your throat exposing your gray matter is still more dignified than you drooling on yourself and pissing on yourself and having no control over your life whatsoever, and having your kids stop by and wipe the drool from your cheek, kiss you in the forehead, and go, "Hi, Daddy. It's been a long time since I've seen you." As you're an empty shell and a husk of a human being. You tell me how that's any more terrifying than you ending up swallowing a couple bullets. Or what the heck, let's swallow a couple Percocets. Then we can have a bullet as a chaser. Is this sarcasm? No. Is this jaded irony? Yes. So yeah, what's got Ari all down and what's got her all defensive? Nothing, really. But this is my view. I know it's controversial. I know a lot of people will disagree because what would Jesus do? And I understand, that people will say that life is sacred, and I agree life is sacred. And I agree that 15-year-olds should not be offing themselves. And kids in high school should not be taking another person's life, because life is sacred. But I believe your life is your right, just as your body is your right to do with as you please. So, and I know that me working in a nursing home, taking care of these people must be maybe appalling to some of you. And I love my residents, and I love the fact that I get to help people on a daily basis, even if I am just prolonging their agony in some senses, perpetuating their existence. But I can't judge for them how miserable or if they are miserable. So I just try to do the best job I can. But I've witnessed and watched people deteriorate and suffer. Have you ever watched a woman die for about a month straight? Every day, every hour, getting worse, declining slowly but surely. Not quick death, slow death. The respiration changes, the panic breathing, and then followed by the gasps for air. Then followed by the long, long silence. When you think that they finally have been given their sweet release. Just to hear the sound of and their eyes get glazy and they stare right through you, and their skin slowly turns the color of jaundice or pale white. I have witnessed this many times over, and I find it weird, the fact that we can show compassion towards our pets when they start to get ailing and old, and we take them to the vet, and we say our goodbyes in dignity, and then we put them to sleep to end their suffering. But when it comes to, grandma and grandpa, that we don't have that. Because a human soul is worth way more than an animal soul, which is why we wanted to continue suffering and agony. Yeah. So anyway, listen to the theme song from MASH with words. And, call your 1-800-SUICIDE, which that's another song, and get back to me and leave me your thoughts. If you have to shun me, or tell me I'm wrong, or tell me that I'm sick, or that I shouldn't be working in the profession that I'm working, you have that right. Just as I have the right to tell you to go take a cactus sideways with Tabasco flavored lubricant and then twirl it around. Okay, this is Ariana Lynn Fails, questioning your perception of reality, showing you my perception of reality, and hoping to have a discussion, a debate, and giving you my thoughts. Bye.